Tapp Airsoft once again came in clutch with a box of upgraded adapters for a bunch of replicas that I have to showcase for you guys. Thank you to Tapp Airsoft. Hey yo, what's the rush? Hold on a second. Let me tell you that I'm giving away for free a brand new Lancer Tactical Gen 3 PPK20. Not to mention it comes with 5 mags, and all you have to do to enter this giveaway is become a channel member using the link in the description below. And what that does is it will automatically enter you in to win every single giveaway that I do for the eternity of this Airsoft channel. So go ahead, become a member, don't miss out, because you could win some awesome stuff. Everything here is my entire real opinion. They didn't tell me to say any of these things. They just asked me if I'd like to test these out. We'll take the first one out of the box for now and see what the... Oh, I know what this is. Yep. Yeah. Oh, favorite. The Modify PP2K M4 adapter. So if you don't know already, the Modify PP2K is one of my favorite gas blowbacks in my collection, and there's a lot of reasons for it. I just love the look of it. It's super fun, super cool, super funky charging handle. Full auto's the first switch on the level, and then it drops down to semi by blocking too. It's such a cool little piece. However, the mags are super long, and they're a little difficult to put on your person. Plus, they're expensive. Now, if you're an HPA fan, Tapp Airsoft makes some crazy 3D printed HPA adapters that will allow you to run AEG mags, which cost a fraction of the price of gas mags, on your gas blowbacks. Plus, the benefit of HPA, if you don't know already, they are going to allow you to function better in the cold. It is cheaper because most places will fill it up for maybe $5 every time that you fill your tank. Or you could just go ahead, invest like $25 in a hand pump, or $150, and you can get yourself an electric HPA pump, and you can just keep it in your car, plug it into the car, or you can keep it in your house to pump up your HPA tanks. Super simple, super easy. It is so cost effective. So if that's something you're into, you might want to check these guys out. So first, why don't we take a little comparison look at both the mag and the Tapp adapter. So obviously they are within the same size. Your BBs have a similar channel. Feed lips are relatively similar as well. It looks like this guy comes down at the edge a little bit more aggressively, and this guy flattens out a little bit. As for the router, they are both ever so slightly curved and in the same location. Your gas button is on the back, same location as well. And then obviously as we get down to the base of the mag, it's a little different because you have to put gas in this one, and then this one just takes an M4 mag, and it's got this umbilical cord hanging out the back of it. Now, even though the Tapp adapter is a 3D print, there are no noticeable weaknesses, and you shouldn't have any problems with it, as I have never had any problems with any of the Tapp adapters so far. Now, I did drop one in the past, and they don't really withstand drops all that well, but I wouldn't recommend dropping anything in Airsoft because they're not meant to be dropped, they're meant to be taken care of, and some of these products are super expensive. Now, with the majority of Tapp adapters that I've received, the feed lips are the same texture and same quality print as the entire adapter itself. However, on the PP2K Modify adapter, it's got this weaker looking or cheaper looking feed lip, which looks to be maybe just like an ABS or something. I don't really know much about 3D printing, but that is grounds for concern. It also looks a little uneven, and like it pops up on the left side a little bit, so that is grounds for concern, and hopefully the misaligned feed lips don't put any extra wear on the nozzle of the PP2K. Now, just as proof of things working, we're gonna throw a mag in, load her up, double feed. And of course, it works as should. Now, when it comes to loading the Tapp adapter, it's pretty simple. This guy has a little feeding tube that all of your BBs will go in using your M4 mags. It does have a small spring-loaded button, which is designed to expel the mags back outwards. This is your release. Here's your hose for your HPA line. And also super cool is it should retain the BBs into the feed channel, and you shouldn't lose all of them when they come out, maybe just one or two. Because I don't know if you could see that, there's a little lip there. When this guy is activated and pressing downwards, it locks and keeps those BBs up in the channel. Now, let's say you have these fancy Squidward mags that you totally can get on your own, and it's not custom made at all. SpongeBob is really into Airsoft. It takes 150 rounds. You'll load this guy up into place. the BBs should shoot right up and where they're supposed to be. And just keep in mind now, these BBs are not going to be used at all. If you run out of ammo in this mag, there's nothing holding the spring tension up to these BBs. So the only way to get a full fill of BBs from an entire 150 round mag now is to take this guy out. Obviously just a couple of BBs come out. There's some retained in the small channel back there, obviously with that locking mechanism. And then when you load a new mag again, you'll have access to all 150 rounds from the mag, because those few, maybe like 20, 30, will stay retained in here and be replaced. Something particular that I look for every single time I use a Tapp adapter is when I install the Tapp adapter, or any sort of tapped, HPA tapped adapter into my replica, does it sit snug, and is there any wiggle? Which it looks like there is some decent movement there. So that's a little grounds for concern. Obviously with gas, you want to make sure that there's a solid seal. There is no movement in the cheap M4 AEG mags. These are just the ones that I have. I assume this works also with things like your EPM ones and stuff like that, but I'll have to ask Tapp Airsoft. I'm not 100% sure. Also, we want to make sure, does it fire every single round correctly? Does it not misfeed? We put the HPA line on and then load it in place, and then you should be good to go. Let's just run through an entire, I guess, 100 rounds or so, maybe 130 rounds or so on semi, and make sure we don't miss a beat. You notice how with HPA there's no cooldown, so that's a cool feature. And obviously you have a lot more rounds than you would have per se with a gas mag. Now obviously your mag's not going to lock back at all, but all you're going to do to release this now is, or your bolt's not going to lock back, but all you're going to do is release this, is take this guy out. I guess we should have been feeding it. There's still, that's weird. There's still BBs in here. Actually looks like they're loose. Maybe the mag's not feeding. Let's grab a new mag, throw this guy into place, and try some full auto. What's going on? Okay, what about if we just go back to semi? Okay, so it really likes semi. Full auto is a little weird. We are running this guy at 100 PSI. Maybe we'll turn up the PSI a little bit on the tank. All right, so we're gonna crank up the PSI on here a little bit and bring it up. We are at 100 PSI right now, so let's see if increase our full auto capabilities. Yeah, no, it doesn't. So it looks like we're kind of stuck in semi, which does stink because notoriously with HPA, full auto should work better. Not sure what's going on there. That was weird. Did you see that flutter? We're still on semi. I don't know why it fluttered like that. Bolt lock back. I don't know what happened. That's not a good sign. Huh. I'm not sure what's going on. Okay. Let's try another mag. I'm not sugarcoating anything here. Try some more full auto. Yeah, it does not like full auto. I don't understand that. And why does it random burst like that? I don't know what that is. And we're out. I think these mags get to a point where there's just not enough pressure. That's a lot of rounds for it to stop feeding like that. I don't know. I don't know, Tapp. So I come to you with some really crappy, unfortunate news regarding the Tapp PP2K adapter. I originally noticed, if you can see, right here on the adapter, it looks like it almost had some troubles with the nozzle. And just like I was saying, it is risen on the left side, looks like slightly separated, so I was worried that put more pressure on the nozzle, and it looks like it did have some issues. So I took the PP2K apart because I wanted to see what happened on the inside, if there was any problems, crossing my fingers. And I'll post a picture of what it's supposed to look like and what it looks like now. You could see the nozzle, it started chewing away at the piece that it feeds the BBs with. The nozzle is supposed to be completely rectangled off, just to get it through the feed ramp of the hop unit. And this one is just, it looks like it got mushed, like it's just been, ugh, god damn it. So yeah, Tapp, this is grounds for concern. Like I said, I've had a lot of success with the Tapp products so far, and I've had no issues in the past. However, I don't know if it's a combination of the PP2K just being extremely sensitive to HPA and other adapters and built a certain way, so use at your own risk. But I also would recommend take a look at this. I don't know if this is a consistent problem, but I would definitely fix this. I assume that has a lot to do with the issue. It doesn't work well on full auto. Maybe go back to your standard texture or your standard print quality for the nozzles, at least that you guys have been doing on a lot of your recent ones that came on the F90 adapter and the KWA Vector adapter, because those worked fine. So maybe that's the issue. Oh, wait. I don't know. I just noticed this. I don't know if that was a problem before either. We got a hairline fracture on the back end, right where that screw protrudes through from the feed lips. Any other cracks? No, it just looks like there, but, well, I'm sorry. Not every review is going to be positive, and I can't lie to you guys. Thanks for watching.